The wind whispers secrets through these broken halls, a mournful song only I can hear. It tells tales of a time when laughter echoed off these marble walls, when banners of crimson and gold danced in the sunlit courtyards. Now, only dust motes dance in the pale light filtering through shattered ceilings. This was my home. This was my kingdom. Now, it is a tomb of memories. I walk these familiar paths, each step a phantom echo of 1,000 others. Here, in this courtyard, my father taught me the art of the blade. The clash of steel rings in my ears, a ghost of a sound. I see him, not as the king he was, but as a father, his eyes crinkling at the corners as I finally disarmed him. The vision is as fleeting as smoke, an ink sketch on the air, fading as quickly as it came. He used to say, "A king's strength is not in his sword, but in his people. His people, where are they now?" I pass the grand library, its great oak doors splintered and hanging from their hinges. Scrolls and books, centuries of knowledge and poetry, lie scattered like fallen leaves, their wisdom turning to mulch under the rain. I remember the old lawmaster, his hands stained with ink, his voice a low, rumbling river as he recounted the epics of our ancestors. He'd point to the celestial charts, tracing the paths of stars, telling me our dynasty was written in the heavens. "We are stardust and story," he would say, "and stories never truly end." I see his spectral form hunched over a tome, a finger raised as if to make one final point before dissolving into the gloom. The great hall, where feasts lasted for days and the music never seemed to stop, is now a cavern of silence. The long tables are overturned, the hearth cold. I can almost smell the roasting meats and spiced wine, hear the lilting melodies of the harp and flute. I see ghostly figures dancing, their fine silks swirling. A young woman with eyes like the summer sky curtsies before me. My first love. We danced here on the eve of the harvest festival, our promises whispered in the brief moments the music would soften. Her spectral image smiles, a sad, beautiful smile, before turning to mist and drifting away on a draught. Was any of it real? Or is memory just a kinder, more elaborate ghost story we tell ourselves? With every step, the phantoms of the past rise to greet me. The guards at their posts, straight and proud, their armor gleaming. The merchants in the marketplace, their voices a boisterous symphony of trade. Children chasing each other through the gardens, their laughter the kingdom's truest treasure. They are all here, yet they are not. They are inkwash paintings on the canvas of my grief, beautiful and heartbreakingly transient. Each vision is a fresh wound, a reminder of all that has been lost. This palace isn't just stone and mortar. It's a living mausoleum of my heart. I climb the grand staircase, my hand trailing along the cold, grimy stone of the balustrade. This was the path my ancestors walked, the path I was meant to walk as king. Each step feels heavier than the last, weighed down by the crowns of a dozen generations. The air grows colder, thicker, as I approach the throne room, the heart of the kingdom, the heart of my sorrow. The great bronze doors, embossed with the crest of the Sunhawk, are scarred and dented, but they stand firm. A final barrier between what was and what is. I push, the sound of grinding metal, a shriek that tears through the silence. The throne room. Light from a gaping hole in the roof illuminates the scene. The tapestries depicting our kingdom's history are torn and faded, hanging like weeping shrouds. The stained glass windows, once telling the story of our founding in 1,000 colors, are now just jagged teeth in a broken jaw. And there, at the far end, upon the dais, sits the throne. It's not the magnificent seat of power I remember. It is chipped, weathered, a forgotten relic, a monument to failure. My failure, I approach it, the final destination of my pilgrimage of pain. I see my father again, seated there. Not the ghostly ink sketch this time, but a memory so sharp it steals my breath. He is wearing the ceremonial robes, the crown of sunlight on his head. His gaze is not on me, but on the horizon, a look of profound responsibility and weariness in his eyes. He must have known the storm was coming. The weight of it all must have been immense, and the first, his son, was meant to share that burden, to carry it after him. I stand before the empty throne, the ghosts of the past swirling around me, their silent accusations a tempest in my soul. I could claim this broken chair, declare myself king of the dust and the echoes. I could wrap myself in the tattered banners of yesterday and let the sorrow consume me. I could become another ghost in this haunted palace, a final, fading brushstroke in a story of ruin. The temptation is a siren's call, promising the sweet oblivion of despair. But then I remember the lawmaster's words. Stories never truly end, and my father's, a king's strength is not in his sword, but in his people. The people are gone. The sword is lost. The stories have turned to ash. But what if a new story could be written? What if strength isn't just about holding on, but also about letting go? My hand goes to a small leather pouch at my belt, something I've carried through all my wanderings, its contents a secret even to myself until now. My fingers close around a single, small, hard object. It's a seed from the sunwood trees that once graced the palace gardens, trees that were said to live for 1,000 years. It's the last one, the very last. I look at the throne, the symbol of a past I cannot reclaim. I look at the floor, at the thick layer of dust and debris covering the once polished marble. This is not an ending. An ending is silence. An ending is nothing. This is just soil, fallow ground. Slowly, deliberately, I kneel, not before the throne, but before the patch of earth and dust at its feet. I brush aside the rubble, my fingers digging into the grime until I feel the cold stone beneath. I create a small hollow. The ghosts watch, their ink-wash forms shimmering. Are they judging me, or are they waiting? I place the seed into the hollow, a tiny, insignificant thing in this vast chamber of desolation. But in it, I feel the promise of a towering tree. I see the potential for shade, for shelter, for new life. It's not the kingdom that was. It can never be. This single seed won't bring back the armies, the libraries, the laughter. But it is a beginning. I cover the seed with dust. I have no water, but the morning dew will come, and the rains will eventually fall through the broken roof. I rise, my back turned to the empty throne. The past is a ghost. It can haunt you, or it can teach you. I choose to learn. I choose to plant a new story. A story of a prince who, in the heart of his fallen kingdom, chose not to wear a crown of sorrow, but to plant a seed of hope. As I walk away, leaving the throne room behind, I don't look back. The wind still whispers through the ruins, but for the first time, its song sounds less like a lament and more like a lullaby. The story isn't over, it's just beginning. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider subscribing for more tales of ruin and resilience.